Here is part 4 of Overcoming the Religious Spirit, written by Rick Joyner of Morning Star Ministries. The foundation of pride. Idealism is one of the most deceptive and destructive disguises of the religious spirit. Idealism is of human origin and is a form of humanism. It has the appearance of only seeking the highest standards and the preservation of God's glory. However, idealism is possibly the most deadly enemy of true revelation and true grace. It is deadly because it does not allow for growing up into grace and wisdom. But attacks... let me read that again, sorry. It is deadly because it does not allow for growing up into grace and wisdom, but attacks and destroys the foundation of those who are in pursuit of God's glory, but are not there yet. Idealism makes us try to impose standards on others that are beyond what God has required, or of the grace that we have been given at the time. For example, men controlled by this kind of religious spirit may condemn those who are not praying 2 hours a day as they are. The truth is, it may be God's will for us to be praying that much, but how we get there is the difference. The grace of God will first call us to pray just 10 minutes a day, or as my pastor at Kingdom Life Church recommended, at least 5 minutes a day. Then as we become so blessed by His presence, we will want to spend more and more time with Him until we will not want to quit after 10 minutes, then an hour, then 2, and so on, as added by me. Then we are praying 2 hours a day. It is because our love for prayer and the presence of the Lord, not out of fear or pride. A religious spirit based on idealism will usually be seeking the perfect church and will refuse to be a part of anything less. Those led by the Holy Spirit may have hopes for a church that are just as high, but will still be able to give themselves in service to even some of the most lowly works in order to help those works grow in vision and maturity. The Holy Spirit is called the Helper, and those who are truly led by the Spirit will always be looking for ways to help, not just stand aloof and criticize. When a religious spirit is founded upon pride, it is evidenced by perfectionism. The perfectionist sees everything as black or white. This develops into extremes as it requires that every person and every teaching be either 100% right or 100% wrong. This is a standard that only Jesus could comply with, and it will lead to a very serious delusion when we oppose it on ourselves or others. True grace imparts a truth that sets people free, showing them the way out of their sin or to higher levels of spiritual maturity. A person with a religious spirit can usually point to problems with great accuracy, but seldom has solutions except to tear down what has already been built. This is the strategy of the enemy to nullify progress that is being made and to sow discouragement that will limit future progress. This produces the mentality that if we cannot go straight to the top of the mountain, we should not climb at all, but just die to self. This is a death that God has not required, and it is a perversion of the exhortation for us to take up our crosses daily. The perfectionist both imposes and tries to live by standards that stifle true maturity and growth. The grace of God will lead us up the mountain step by step. The Lord does not condemn us because we may trip a few times while trying to climb. He graciously picks us up with the encouragement that we can make it. We must have a vision of making it to the top, and should never condemn ourselves for not being there yet, as long as we are still climbing. And this has been part 4 of Overcoming the Religious Spirit, written by Rick Joyner of Morning Star Ministries.